welcome to a brand new week. You know, there's no better way to start it than we wake up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. January is quickly coming to a close. And of course, we're live right now today from the studios of TVC Communication right here in Lagos. And we'll be doing this all the way until Friday.
That's right. Right this moment, you can begin to look forward to what we have for you, because the plan is to take you into this new week like a boss.
Like a boss. Yes, indeed. My name is Yomi Owokwe.
And my name is Mary Alimi.
Yes, indeed. We're doing this across multiple platforms right now. And right now we're streaming on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook. You can check us out at TVC Connect. Of course, if you want to participate in the show by using comments, use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria.
And joining us to ensure we have a very good mood, like a super good mood this morning, breakfast is by Chef Ayola. Good to see you, Chef.
And of course, she's with MM and her new hair.
Hi guys, good morning. How you doing? Decided to, you know, give us some, surprises this morning with a short haircut. I was so excited about this look.
Okay, so the tabletop is really
I am
empty.
so vain. I can't help myself. How was your weekend, guys?
Yomi, are you trying to take over from Mike?
Yeah, the tabletop is really empty. I'm wondering what's going on.
You don't worry about that. When the show starts, they'll sit up.
We'll
display it.
All right, let's go on to the highlights. If you have a business idea and capital has been the only thing getting in your way, stick around for our business discussion with Alex Iheanacho.
And of course, we always start our week with a trip through time. And that motivates us to go out and be something special. So yeah, this week in history will be coming up shortly.
And you know, we all have that one thing that we hold dear and that brings us the greatest happiness, or maybe that one thing that we know is the best thing that we have to offer. Stephen Omojuigbe will be talking to us this morning about protecting our greatest assets.
And just because we love music that much, we will bring you another musical performance from Ola Shoetan, who will be bringing us some inspirational gospel music.
After that, we will be meeting our celebrity guest of the day, who happens to be Nigerian actor Standin.
Which is? See, this plantain and pepper soup, good. But I like isi ewu. So tell them that I'm using isi ewu and making a bottle of shit something. You know, wash it down.
All right, so it looks like it was a busy weekend.
Well, I had to
Football and politics. Football and politics. Yeah, throughout. Football and politics.
Everything was just turning on your own.
Okay, Mike, you had to bring this.
Just turning on your own.
Okay,
no,
so
yes,
I love
like
football.
The same time.
Yeah, about the same time. Yeah.
About the same time.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting, back and forth. But you see, just one thing. Someone said something on social media. I said, look, after all this thing, don't go and insult your future employer or your friend because of political affiliations. You know, you can disagree with somebody and still
politely
be civil about it.
Yeah, because there was a lot of venom and anger, just back and forth, negativity throughout. It was really bad. I mean, if you're supporting a candidate, and somebody else is supporting someone else, you can have a discussion about it. Yes. What does the person believe? And that also
it also shows your level of maturity. Like you don't have to share someone's
No, when it comes to Twitter, there's no maturity.
Someone said if you're not mentally stable,
what's most important is amongst all the batters and all the ventings and stuff going on social media, let's all go get your PVC. Go and get your PVC. Mike has not gotten his PVC. Mike, go and get your PVC.
If I show you my PVC,
we are voting next month.
If I show you my PVC, let's bet.
We are all going out to vote
I'll show you my
next
PVC in
month.
second half of this year. Let's bet.
Go and get your PVC.
Let's bet.
Well, that's
You're not
actually
going to eat today. If I show my PVC, you're not going to eat today. All the food that you're allowed, I'll eat it.
I would even like to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really bursting with excitement. I'm sure you can tell.
What's with you?
Arsenal, Chelsea. And there's somebody in red staring at me right now.
Who's in red?
You know, anytime we lose, it goes Arsenal.
So Arsenal finally won.
We beat Chelsea. Wait, what is that supposed to mean? I'm going to deal with this after.
Like
we beat Chelsea.
Oh, wow.
2-0.
Is that like your
That's why you're excited.
Yes,
Whoa,
sir.
that
wow.
like your first
Great.
win in
Interesting.
probably like a decade?
No,
Wow.
no,
I'm just saying.
No, it's not.
against Chelsea. No, you guys enjoy the moment.
Yes, we have to.
Enjoy the
We
moment.
have to because we are still going
You
to
know,
flog
but
you guys.
I actually have to give it to your family, Arsenal fans. You
be
guys
sure.
are so resilient. You can persevere.
We are the true Nigerians, don't you get? If you
Wow.
can survive Arsenal, you can survive
Survive
Nigeria.
anything.
That
I'm
is why I
telling
love
you.
Nigeria.
Arsenal. There isn't one particular network.
Eh.
In some particular banks.
Exactly.
In this country.
That's
That's me, oh.
country.
That's me, oh. See, I'm very resilient.
Hello, good morning once again, and welcome to the Taekwondo and Fitness session on Wake Up Nigeria. So before we get started, we are going to do a light warm-up, and we go this way. And we do our in-place jogging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go this way, and 8. You go out, out, out. This is just to free your body, to get your body warm. You go, good. Haven't done that. You stretch to the side. Another stretch to the side. You push forward. You switch and push forward. Spread a bit. You go on your central split. You could hold by grabbing your waist. You could spread your hands. Spread forward. And down. You go. Forward, sideways. If you can, stretch, change. If you can take off your hand off the floor, stretch, and down. Good. Then you come up and open and get your nerves relaxed. So last week we did some basic stances. Today we are going to be working on our basic kicks. So I'm going to show you some few basic kicks. I hope you're ready to join me in this. So the first basic kick we're going to be working on is the axe kick. The axe kick goes like an axe, just like you're going to cut down a tree straight away this way. So you assume your fighting position, your combat position this way. All you need to do is you flip, take up and down. I do it with the other leg. Watch, up and down. Now you can do it by pointing your toes, or you can actually do it by using the heel of the foot to strike. Up and down. So by doing so, that is the axe kick. Now the effect of this axis is to kick on the shoulder, to hit on the shoulder. It makes it more effective, or you hit on the face. Now that is the first basic kick. The next one is the front snap kick. The front snap kick goes this way. We assume our right leg position at the back. You stay in your combat position and you kick, straight, you drop. Now the difference between this front snap kick and the first axe kick is the flicking of the leg. Now you have to kick, fold the leg, and you drop. So I take it once more. You kick, fold, and drop. I switch. You kick, fold, and drop. Now, mind you, for the front snap kick, you could either kick to the groin, you kick to the stomach, or you kick to the face, the jaw level. Take it up, as tall as the person is. So this is the second one. The third one is the side kick. The side kick goes this way, or you fold it close to your knee, and you shoot to the side. You drop. I take it once more. You fold your leg close to your knee, and you shoot to the side. You drop. Now making sure you have a proper balance. Now that is the third kick. The fourth kick we are going to be doing today is the back kick. The back kick, assume your fighting position this way. Now I'm going to turn all the way to the back, and I kick to this side, to this angle. All what I'm going to do is turn my body, look over my shoulder, take my leg up, and kick. Then you come back to the position you started from. I take it once more. All you need to do is to turn, look behind you, and you shoot. Then you return. So this is the back kick. Now the first one is the ass kick, front snap kick. Second one is the front kick. The second one, the third one is the side kick. Last one is the back kick. Now you can do this in different variations of fitness to keep fit. Now for the front snap kick, you go this way. You can do it like this and just keep moving, and you combine all these things to give you a good workout. Thank you for watching. See you next week.
All right, welcome to the kitchen. Of course, it's AY Subs here with me in the kitchen this morning, and we are making something very interesting this morning. We are making yam and plantain balls with vegetable sauce.
Spicy.
Right. And on your screen right there are the ingredients. So, AY, what's going on?
Yes, we're trying to do something different. Well, not so different, because I mean,
you're still sort of flustered.
You think
need
so?
to relax, take a deep breath.
I'm not
take a
relaxed.
deep breath with me.
I'm not relaxed. I'm not eating it.
All right, let's talk about the ingredients quickly.
Yes. We have normal vegetable. You guys would probably call this shoko.
Shoko.
Yes.
Shoko yokoto.
Yes, and that would be basically sorted with this spicy mix.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So in here we have tomatoes, pepper, onions.
Onions,
yeah?
and a bit of garlic.
Oh,
Just a little bit though.
Okay.
And then what I would do is I would basically try and fry that as dry as I can.
Okay.
And then add the vegetables.
Okay.
And then I'll serve it with boiled yam and mash up the plantain and form it into balls and then fry it. If that makes any sense?
It actually does.
Okay, yes. That's what I'm doing this morning.
And I see that with the plantains, you're making use of, they're quite overripe.
Yes,
plantains.
exactly, yes.
Okay. So are we adding any seasoning?
A little bit of seasoning and egg, yes. A little bit of seasoning and egg, but I would have liked it to be a bit softer.
Okay.
Like it didn't actually get as soft as I wanted to, but normally when you know those ones that like have reached the point of no return, that one, then you mash it up and then add some eggs. You can add some fish, whatever you want to do, and just form it to balls.
Oh, okay.
Anything that you add eggs to will stick together.
True.
That's the whole idea behind it, really.
Can you use flour? Just thinking out loud.
If you want it crispy,
okay.
Because that's what flour and corn flour would do.
Oh, really?
Yes, they'll make it a bit crispy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, this is quite an interesting recipe, something I'd like to try.
Yes, and you will.
Balls.
You will.
Yes. Guys, so just in case you're just joining us, we are making yam and plantain balls with vegetable sauce. And right there are meat and pomo. I like pomo a lot.
You do? Oh, God, I'm an addict. I love pomo as well.
Pomo never leaves my freezer.
Oh, Lord. And
it's always...
When is that size that you know that everything you take is going to come?
Oh, yeah.
I love pomo. I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
Shameless foodies on the show. Gosh. All right. So yes. So it's that's almost ready, right?
Yes.
Okay. Great stuff. So what other protein can you use?
Anything.
For this sort of meal.
But I don't think pork would work because it has a lot of fat.
Okay.
But you can use anything: fish, prawns. What kind of meat do we have again? Goat meat.
Goat meat. Yeah.
Yes. Shaki, which is tripe.
I don't like shaki.
Oh, I love shaki. I don't like beef.
You don't like beef? Who doesn't like beef?
I don't like chicken.
You don't like chicken? You're weird.
I know. I like chicken. I don't like chicken. I'm like so over it. I don't like beef. I'm so over it. Like it will be the last thing I would choose. Wow. Literally. Okay. But I like shaki, pomo, fuku, all those parts that you should not be eating. Yeah. That's me. That's me. Goat meat. Ooh, team goat meat.
Okay, this is a very easy recipe, yes. Obviously. So basically, we just puree up your tomatoes, fry it up in your vegetable sauce, yes. and then boil your yam yes. with your plantain balls. Pretty quick, easy
and straightforward.
Recipe. Yeah, and very, very straightforward. Okay.
Have you had yam and vegetable before?
Of course.
Okay, sorry. Just wanted to check.
I mean, like, yes, I cook, Auntie.
No.
When it comes to food, I do a lot of research when it comes to food. Yes. I am like a kitchen lab rat, whatever. No way. No way, darling. No way. We are going on a quick break now, people. Stay with us.
You're welcome again. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. See, no matter how brilliant your business idea is, you need capital. And that is why Alex Iheanacho is back with us in the studio to talk about raising capital to start off whatever business idea you might have. Thank you for joining us today, Alex.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so this is a very interesting subject, especially for those who are planning to branch out on their own to do some personal business and stuff. I'll just hit the nail on the head. How do I raise capital for my business?
Okay, so there are many ways. Okay, there are many ways. One of which is starting from yourself, right? You being interested in funding your dream, and you being interested in sacrificing on your own part to fund your dream. So if you earn 100,000, for example, you are saving 10,000 naira every month, compulsorily, to fund your dream. So at the end of 12 months, you would have had 120,000 that will help you fund your dream. That's one way, right? We also have friends and families. It's quite unfortunate that sometimes we don't believe that our friends and our families are really interested in helping us. And that comes from the fact that most times we don't really know how to articulate what we want to do. You know, we might think we know until someone asks you to really explain what it is that you want to do, especially friends and families, people that have always known you, right? So if you cannot explain it to a 6-year-old, it probably doesn't make sense.
Is that where a business plan comes into play?
That's where a business plan comes into play, because by writing a business, not really that you run your business per se with a business plan, but in writing a business plan, it helps you to clarify your ideas, clarify your concept, and weave out things that don't really make sense.
As well.
Yes, create an income goal, know exactly what you want to do. So it becomes easy. Now, as you're creating your business plan, you also learn to create your pitch. Because when you're asked to pitch, you're not going to pitch your business plan. You're going to pitch a subset of your business plan, right? So you need to create a business plan so that you can take all that idea from your head and put it on a paper where you can see it. Then you now condense what you have on that paper, right, into something that I can talk to my friend or family member about.
Okay. Now, Alex, you know, when you say you want to raise capital for a business, sometimes we do too much. Yeah. You end up starting a business with much more than you actually need. Yes, it's possible to actually do that. I know some people will be like, how is it possible to start with more than you need? And there are times you need a whole lot of cash, and then you end up starting that business with just a little, and because you don't have enough capital, it flops. So how can you tell how much you should infuse into your business?
Well, the first part begins by you knowing exactly whom you want to serve. What is your place in the value chain that you want to serve, right? So if I want to go into oil and gas, what is my position in this industry? On the average, how much do I need to occupy this niche on a small scale? Because no matter how fantastic your idea might be, one of the things you must do is to test your idea on a small scale. That's what will tell you whether you need more money or whether you're even too much already on cash, right? So you need to test, you need to go lean first. Everything you want to do has a small version, right? Get that small version and test it with people. Those people you know will form your ideal clients. Then that will tell you, oh, I think I need more money to scale this, or I think what I have is enough, or I think I even need to go down on cash.
Okay. Now, now when I'm trying to get capital, it's always possible that I'll have doors shut in my face.
Yeah, definitely.
What alternative should I be looking out for, like taking a loan? Is it a good idea for someone starting a business?
Well, if you're starting a business, I don't really advise you taking a loan on the onset. And then secondly is that there'll be a whole lot of demotivation. A lot of people, a lot of institutions, banks, for example, will not be interested in giving you loan, really. Because banks are not designed to give you loan when you need the money. They are designed to give you loan when you don't need the money, right? So what happens is that if you're starting a business, no banks hardly come to you and say, oh, I can see you're starting a business. You just opened a business account with us. You need some cash. No. Before banks will come to you, they must have looked at your cash flow over time.
And you must have established.
Do you understand? You must have established
field.
so they see that you bring in 1 million every week, right? Oh, this guy, I think they need some money. So banks come to you when you don't need money. For example, if you look at Linda Keji was talking about her story some time ago. You know, she went to all the banks, right? They were not interested, but now all the banks are interested in funding her. Why? Because she doesn't need the money anymore. So you need to really know that it is extremely risky on you as a starter to go on a loan, because the loan will have interest, which you must pay. So you will be sitting on pressure, unnecessary pressure. And institutions are not usually very kind because the money is not theirs, people's money. So they have to ensure that they protect themselves and protect people's money, right? So it is not usually very advisable, especially when you're starting out, to go to institutions to take a loan, right? You could go through other routes, like maybe crowdfunding. What that means is, if you have quality friends and you need $1 million to start, right? You can take 100K from 10 people, from 10 of your friends, or 10 people you know, 10 of your church members. Would that not
give them a share in your business?
Well, it doesn't have to give them a share. It depends on the agreement you have. You could give them a percentage return. So I could tell you, give me, I think you have some free cash flow. In fact, if you're around people a lot of time, you hear people tell you, oh, I have this money, I don't know what to do with it. So if you've been looking for money, you look out for such people. Say, okay, you don't know what to do with it. Can you give me 100K or 200K? At the end of 6 months, I'll give you 10% of the money.
The money back.
Yeah, so if you give me 200K and at the end of 6 months, if I know what I'm doing, I should be able to make at least 50K.
Now, let's zoom into this crowdfunding you talked about. So I collect 100,000 naira from 10 people, and I tell them, okay, I'll give it back to you in 6 months. What if out of those 10 people, 6 of them want their money in 3 months' time?
You have an agreement. Of course, you have an agreement.
You have to get something
official, understand, to protect
get a lawyer.
Yes, that's what it is. You don't just say, oh, give me money, then we'll go. No, there has to be that you don't ask for the money till 6 months. Why? Because I'm doing a business. So when you give me the money, I push it into the business. If you suddenly come that you need the money, where am I going to get it from? So you have to give me time, right? And that's why we have an agreement, because if you don't have an agreement, someone could just walk up to you and say, I need my money back. And you're under pressure to pay the person. And before you know it, and the worst thing that could happen to you as a business person is to be under pressure, especially financial pressure. So if you're under pressure to raise money to pay back someone who is on your neck, you would not even have the time to be creative enough to think out solutions that you can sell.
Now, are there alternative ways to do business without actually having capital?
Yes, there's what is called term credit, right? You could meet someone who sells something and say, you know what, I have a buyer. Can I sell for you? For example, when I was working with the bank, I had a small business. I was selling books, business books, marketing books, relationship books. I wasn't spending my money to buy the books.
Really? How did you do
So there was a vendor guy I used to buy books from then, way back. So I went to him and said, and when I discovered that there were people in my organization who were interested in my reading habit, so they wanted to start reading too. So I said, okay, don't worry, I'll bring you some books next week. So I went to the guy and said, you know what, I need some books, all right? By weekend, I'll give you the money. So I'll go there, select the books that I want, go to the office, sell to my people, collect money, and give the guy and return the books that I couldn't sell.
And never at any point in time did you decide to go and get the books in
bulk
yourself?
No, I don't have to. I don't have to. All I need to do...
So there are some businesses that don't even require capital.
Yes, it's just a function of you paying attention, right? Paying attention and being mindful.
Wow, wow. I'm sure we've learned a thing or two from the conversation today, how to raise capital for your business, and also alternatives to raising capital and still running a good business. Well, I have to thank you very much, Alex Iheanacho. Thank you so much for being here. Interesting conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's time to head over to MM in the kitchen. Something smells good there.
Thank you very much, Mary. All right, with me here in the kitchen is Chef Ayola of AY Subs, and this morning we are making yam and plantain balls with vegetable sauce. And on your screen right there are the ingredients, but we'll run through it quickly. Over to you, AY.
Run through the ingredients?
Yeah.
Okay. Shoko,
Yeah.
yam, plantain, pepper mix, if that makes any sense. If you like chili, add a lot of chili.
Okay. Palm oil.
Garlic, our beef. Our beef.
Okay, so I'm curious about what you did here.
I just added eggs and I put in some crayfish.
Oh, I can see crayfish in there.
And a tiny bit of salt.
Yeah. So actually, you're going to toast this in the oven, yeah?
Yes.
Because so basically we're just waiting for the oven to heat up and we're just going to toss this in.
Yes.
All right. So our beef is almost ready.
Yes,
we have beef and pomo in there, almost ready. And what's next?
I think it's actually ready. So I'm just going to start with the spinach, which I need to wash.
Okay. How do you wash your
salt and water.
Okay.
Just
warm water?
Not essentially, because shota actually withers very fast.
Oh,
and it gets soft.
Yes.
So you have to be really careful with that. So I try to use I won't even call it warm water. I would use cold water.
Okay.
I don't really have a preference for temperature as such.
All right, so let me give you guys an idea of actually what we are making in the kitchen this morning, because it seems like a whole lot. Yes, I know. We are going to make vegetable sauce, which of course AY right now is pouring in our palm oil, and then we'll toss in our tomato puree, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and wait for that to dry up, and then toss in our vegetables.
Season it a little bit with your crayfish, your seasoning cube, your salt.
And you have garlic here.
Yes, and what I would do as well is, I don't think you can have anything that's called over soft beef.
Over soft beef.
Like, you can never have beef that is too soft. Yeah. For me, it's like, that's how beef should be. Like, if you eat beef rare. So what I'll do is I'll toss in the beef if I actually put this in. Because I want it to, like, the pepper to actually get in and out, give it extra time to get softer.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to fry it.
No, it's fine. However way you decide to.
It'll come out good.
Yeah, it will.
It will come out. It will come out good.
Yeah. And guys, there's a trick AY is using this morning with our beef this morning. It has a lot of fat in it. And basically, when you're cooking with beef that has a lot of fat, all that flavor from the fat goes into your meal. And it adds that delicious taste.
You can just see it, like, it's just there.
Look at that. And I see biscuit bone there, my favorite.
You just like me. It's so weird.
I know, I do. I do. I prefer the fats than the
actual
itself.
beef.
Yes,
so you're one of those people that goes to ask for tozo when you buy suya.
Yes,
okay.
I do.
I'm with you.
I do.
I'm with you on that one.
I do. All right, and then our yams, you're going to boil this up, and then our plantain
goes in the oven.
In here we have our eggs and our crayfish. All right, guys. So quickly, let me tell you a little bit about the health benefits of shoko, which we'll be working with this morning. So it actually helps to improve your bone health. It also improves your digestion. And if you are... Why is Mike laughing? Why is Mike laughing? This is for your benefit, Mike. All right, guys. So yeah, shoko has a lot of amazing health benefits. You really need to add it to your not everyday recipe. For those of us who don't, well, I'm not really a vegetable person, but
you're not.
I'm not.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Do you like salads?
No, I do. I love salads, but the regular all those vegetables, not so much. Anyways, we're going on a quick commercial break, people. Stay with us. There's more on the show.
Welcome back. Unbranded oil has become a popular use in most Nigerian homes. Now, recently, an investigative report was carried out, and it led us into what could be at stake. Now, let's take a look at this.
In December 2018, a truck possibly carrying smuggled cooking oil spilled its contents, and people with little value for human life were seen scooping the oil into bottles. This oil could have been sold to unsuspecting consumers for consumption.
In Nigeria, food science experts recently disclosed that about 200,000 people die yearly from various food-related causes, and unhealthy cooking oil is one of them. Akinpelu Bidemi is a self-employed event planner and farmer who recently encountered a life-threatening experience that forced him to change his choice of vegetable oil.
I've been a victim of unbranded oil for, if I'm not mistaken, more than 2 decades now. You know, because what we could lay our hands on in the market is unbranded oil, and we don't even trust the content of the oil. So I've been using these oils for the past 2 decades. I have had lots of health risks, such as back pains and heart palpitating. You know, so eventually I was diagnosed for high cholesterol.
Bidemi believes it is really difficult to have a normal meal prepared without vegetable oil. It is for this reason he is very wary of purchasing unbranded oil. Day by day, Nigerians are buying and consuming more quantities of unhealthy form of unbranded vegetable oil. These products are deemed unhealthy, mainly due to high cholesterol and fat content.
Okay, unbranded oil. I have Abimbola Shegbe. Should I say the head of the investigative team that went out to get this report out for us. It's great to have you. Welcome.
Same here. Thank
All right.
you.
So, what necessitated this report? Why do a report on this?
Because health and its connection to life are very close, and whenever there is a health risk in terms of consumable, it means that lives, not life.
Okay.
Lives, a lot of lives are at stake.
At stake, yeah.
So it's necessary to ensure, as journalists and reporters, that we do our bit to get the information that is necessary for people to be more aware out there, so that people know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, so now, according to what we saw there, you spoke about health. He had health issues. He had back pain. He has been using this for quite a very long time and all of that. What are the alternatives to unbranded oil, as it is?
The alternatives to unbranded oil are properly branded oil.
Properly branded
It's
oil.
that simple, really. Yes,
okay.
Because we live in Africa, where a lot of us use oils to, like, if I ask you to mention 3 of your favorite dishes, there'll probably be
something that
2
has
at the very
oil.
least, yeah, that's involved the need of oil to cook.
To cook.
And so the point is this: if you are going to use oil, you might as well use that which you can trace if anything happens, because that's where the problem lies. With unbranded oil, you don't know where to go, what to look out for. There's no label, so you cannot even tell what was used in the manufacturing of that oil or in the production. You can't tell where.
Do we have any insight? I'm talking about the manufacturing of that oil. Do we have any insight as to how that kind of oil, or those unbranded oil, how they're put together? Do we have any sort of insight?
Yeah, to a large extent. I mean, while we were working on this report, we came across an incident around the time that we were working on the report. That incident happened where a tanker spilled oil, and you know the tanker was carrying oil, and then the oil spilled into gutters and a lot of unsanitary places, and people scooped this oil. But because the oil is in large quantity, they're not going to consume all that oil themselves. They're probably going to sell some of it because it's free. And if you sell it, you make a lot of profit from it. And also there are cases where these oils can be mixed with other oils that are not, you know, proper vegetable oil, just to increase the volume.
They're not fit for consumption.
Exactly.
And all of that.
So that's what it boils down to. Also, we went to a place in Moshi where oil is packed illegally. That market, I mean, we had to sneak in there because we were reporting, myself and another person on the team. But the point is, what we saw there is enough for me not to consume oil in my life.
Can you give us a little bit of insight? How was it? What the environment?
The environment was muddy. It was terribly muddy, and the kegs that this oil that were being used to pack the oil was dirty. Even the people packing the oils didn't have anything covering their hands and all of that. And then the barrels where the oil was coming from also, I couldn't guarantee the cleanliness because the environment was terribly dirty. It was dirty in ways that I cannot see. It was dirty, it was muddy, it was really unsanitary. There were even the entrances of the barrels where the oil was coming from were dirty. I mean, it wasn't a place where I wanted to maybe even touch anything.
And these are the kind of things that, or these are the kind of hazards that you will not encounter if you use branded oils. That's what we say.
Yes.
Branded oil you can verify, so that if there are issues, you know who to hold on to.
That's the thing with branded oil is that there's a regulation. NAFDAC has a regulation
Now that is exactly, now that is something, there's a standard that has to be met.
That's the point. And the branded oils meet up with this standard because they are checked before they're produced and all of that. And also, the federal government had assigned oils as the carrier of certain nutrients that are over time they've seen that the population is deficient in these nutrients. They assigned salt to carry iodine, they assigned oil to carry vitamin A and vitamin K and some other supplements, nutritional supplements. The unbranded oils don't have, but NAFDAC checks to make sure that the oils produced in the branded, you know, the properly branded oils they meet up with the NAFDAC standards. So they carry all these supplements. They meet up with the basic standards. The environments also are clean and all of that. And also, the bottles carry a label that you can trace. In case you find anything abnormal in the bottles, you can call, you can report, and all of that. So that makes you safer.
Safer, that's true.
In the long run.
Yeah, I know you don't have a branded oil. Maybe you might have, or we don't know about, but a number of people will tell you that they still go for unbranded oil because it's cheaper. Yeah,
but so the question you ask really is, how much is my life?
How much is my life worth?
That's the simple question.
I think that's the question. That's what we have to put out to people there who would still want to go with unbranded oil. Because now when you're looking at how much would you spend if you had, someone once said that, look, you are just one health issue away from being broke.
From being dead.
From being dead. Really? From being dead. That's it. All right, so the point is that the aim of all of this is to sensitize people and, of course, to make sure that they know that branded oil is actually where you can verify it's safer. That is all over. Thank you. Wonderful report there. Good job. Good job.
Hey, welcome back. We're still in that Marvin Gaye spirit.
Yeah, you know, even that.
What's going on?
Yeah, very nice. So, still the #1 breakfast show on television. Wake Up Nigeria. We are right here with you, and we're on terrestrial TV right now. That's on TVC and also online as well. So check us out.
So glad you could join us. It's a big thumbs up to you for making it a point to start your week with us. A whole hour has gone by on the show, but we will be with you for another 45 minutes to bring you a whole lot of stuff. Again, my name is Mary Alimi.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. Of course, you can stream with us live right now, and of course on Facebook as well at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria when you want to participate in the show. Send us comments and stuff on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. Remember to hashtag people.
Yeah, of
obviously.
Course, of course. Yeah. Now, to motivate us to protect our biggest asset is Stephen Omojuibe. Stick around for more of that conversation in a little bit.
From that, we have a musical performance, and this time is going to be Ola Shoetan, who's going to be taking the spotlight with his gospel single.
And lastly, Nollywood actor and producer Standin will be joining us for a chat.
Which one? Which is? See, this plantain and pepper soup, good. But I like this you. So tell them that I'm using this you and making a bottle of shit something.
Hey guys, okay, so please, why are both of you fighting over kitchen stuff? Like, I don't understand.
Fighting over kitchen stuff?
They're both keeping straight faces like they don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, no, actually, well, we're just bantering about.
Okay,
bantering about. It's just like social media. People will just think that they know more about you.
Exactly.
Just need the energy of the continue. Energy of the continue, you know. That's just what.
No, because I heard you saying something like you're going to hit Mike and get violent and everything.
I know.
That's the social media
where's that coming from? Like, where is this coming from?
You know, this is close. Remember last week we spoke about Ashiwaju trending, right?
Yeah.
Something happened.
Are you sure you want to talk about
that? Yeah, he allegedly,
oh, no, definitely,
he allegedly committed suicide, although his brother stated out that he's in coma. So that means that he made an attempt on his life, you know. But the point is, it was the effect, from what he said, it was the effect, the backlash and everything. That's why I said that.
You think
according
so?
to what he
what
said.
do you think?
It was the
no,
backlash.
I think he was just trying to trend this weekend. Unfortunately, the debates did not allow him trend. I think he was just trying to draw attention to himself.
He trended on
apparently
Saturday,
a lot of people think he actually has lost his. People think he's dead. But even that, his brother's tweets, a lot of people haven't seen it.
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't seen it because we had a few newspaper, a few news papers carried it already that, you know, he was dead, like he's dead, due to the allegations and stuff. But I think it was just trying to draw attention.
So at the end of the day, basically, this is just a case of someone who needs help.
Yeah,
like, it's obvious he's not stable. The things he posted, the things he tweeted.
I think he's just having fun.
Fun?
Yes.
That's twisted
I mean,
fun.
this is someone that, okay, so a girl or, okay, yeah, 2 girls or so alleges that, you know, they were sexually molested by you, and you come forward and you say, oh yeah, but we went out, I spent 500,000, we had a fun time, and so it's not, it's normal that it should, that, you know, we should have, and then he didn't end there, he actually went forward to release videos and pictures. It still has to do with
mental health. A normal person would probably walk by, but he feels he has to be in the spotlight. He feels he has to say too much. He feels he has to do these things, like post videos to be in control, so the girls can beg him.
Let me tell you what I believe. For anyone who's making allegations, right? You know who to talk to. Go to the police. Yeah. Let the matter be investigated.
Yes, properly.
Charged to court properly, and then go through the entire process. Going on social media to do and backing on a social media trial.
And this is something that happened in 2017.
Get you justice.
Yes, exactly. So if those people had gone to the right authorities, our bodies that will help you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope we realize that while we're trying as much as possible to reduce the stigmatization on rape, it's still real. Many people still give side-eye, you know, side looks to people who have been raped. So there's still that fear of coming out.
Yep, I promised you music much earlier, and we have wonderful music here. Olashoeton is a multi-talented musician whose genre cuts across gospel, inspirational, and contemporary music. He's also the CEO of Motiva Fashion and Lifestyle Company. Maybe someday we'll have a fashion segment with you.
No problem.
But then today we're here for music.
For music,
right?
yeah, it's music day.
All right,
take it away.
Take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you very so much, Mike.
Father, we've come to give you praises for all that you have done for us. We've come in ones, we've come in twos, yeah. We bring our hearts to you. Some believe in us, seas and chariot, for all that we have is your name. Even for 10,000 tongues, oh yeah. So Latin Baba, yeah. All is ours, all is yours. All is yours, all is ours. This is what you deserve. We will sing of your praise. All is ours, all is yours. All is yours, all is ours. This is what you deserve. We will sing of your praise. Hey, my man, I want me looking.
Now that is bedu, that bedu the entire body. Wonderful. I love when gospel music is made like this. That music can reach out to people and all of that. But then you're also you call yourself an inspirational. Is there a difference between a gospel artist and an inspirational artist?
Yeah, you know, basically it's the message.
Okay.
The message, when you say you're doing gospel music, music is music, really. Music does not discriminate. But, you know, because we need to classify them.
Okay.
And so that's why we say, okay, you're doing gospel probably because you're directly mentioning the name of God.
Okay.
Do you understand that? But inspirational music is probably something that drives you towards positive thinking.
I like that, positive thinking.
Positive thinking. So, and in order to think of the brand and the commercial aspect of what you're doing.
True.
In order
money
not to
must be made, man.
Money must be made. Money must be made. So in order not to be caged.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And sometimes I have a good message for you, a goodwill message, but probably because you're thinking that, oh, it's going to be religious, so you don't pay attention
to it.
So, and you'll be missing because I want to reach out to you.
But if I have this kind of sound, man, I'll pay attention.
That's why we're doing this on this kind of sound.
Now, talking about money, you are also a fashion designer and all of that. And let's talk about that. How did you venture into fashion designing?
Okay, I think it started right from looking good and probably right from childhood, I've always toyed with stuff. So if you buy me a pair of jeans, I'll think of what I'm going to do with it.
Oh, okay.
So I mess up a lot of things, you know, and I got whacked for them. But, you know, so as I grew up, I found out like people are always attracted to whatever I wear. And they always ask me, where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? So a friend of mine just gave me an advice and said, Ola, why don't you just start making money from this? So I started with the trade. So I'm going to get it for you, but I'm just going to put something on top when I get it for you. So that was how I started. Then from there, I went to fashion school and I started making stuff.
Wow, you did a very nice one. They're all the best. And see you at the top.
Thank
we need
so
friends
much.
like the ones that spoke to Ola, not the kind of friends that will be carrying you to be flexing every time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right,
so
let's
much,
head over
Mike.
to Yomi and Stephen Omojigbe. They have something for us on motivation. Hello, Yomi.
Hey, thanks, Mike, and well done, guys, there. All right, so every Monday is an opportunity for us to motivate one another. And, of course, we need to know what to do about this year, 2018. Now, Stephen Omojigbe has been coming to give us some inspiration every single Monday since the beginning of the year. And this morning, we're going to be talking about how to protect our greatest asset. I like that topic.
Yeah.
And, you know, talking about greatest assets, it could mean different things to different people.
Yes.
For a family man, the greatest asset could be his children. Because, oh, these are the people, these are the kids that are molding.
Yes.
For somebody who's very rich, his greatest assets can be his money in the bank. And of course, for someone who's very religious, a Christian will tell you, my greatest asset is Jesus Christ. How do you determine what your greatest asset is in life?
So I think for every human being, we all have one big asset that kinds of allows us to live a life of fulfillment, a life of greatness, a life of joy. So there are two big assets we've all been given as human beings. We've been given a head. By that I mean the capacity to reason, to be intellectual, to be logical, to think through stuff. Then we've been given a heart, the capacity to feel, to empathize, to have courage, to feel love, to feel joy. Now, computers do have a head. They have a brain. They can think. They can be logical. But they don't have a heart. It is only human beings that do have a heart. And guess what? The most beautiful things in this world, things like love, things like courage, things like creativity, things like adventure, all of those things are heart things. So the greatest asset a human being has is his heart. And if you don't know how to love your heart, how to protect it, how to care for it, you're not going to have the kind of joy and the kind of life, the kind of fulfillment you're supposed to have. So our greatest asset, all of us, is our heart. And the capacity to protect it, to care for it, is what allows us to live a life of deep joy.
All right, I like that. Now, but you know, when you talk about your heart being the greatest asset,
yes,
a lot of the things that come out of your heart are based on your experiences. So, for instance, maybe you grew up in a very violent environment, or you know, your background is very poor, so that affects your own mental attitude to the world.
Yes.
So, how do you then have a good heart? Let's even start from there.
It's an interesting question. So, because a lot of people walking around this world with wounded hearts. Some have even abandoned their hearts. Some, their hearts are broken in several places. And so it's hard for them to detect what their calling is in life, what their purpose is. It's hard for them to have joy. You see them, they're walking around the world, they're like sleepwalking through life because there's no life, there's no passion, there's no joy. And so it's important that you pursue the healing of your heart and finding wholeness. If you've gone through trauma, trauma does not leave you the same. It impacts your heart. It impacts your ability to experience the world. It impacts your marriage. So if you come into a marriage with a broken heart, I say it every time, people who have whole hearts, they struggle in marriage because marriage is hard. And then imagine coming into marriage with a broken heart. You have no chance.
That's even worse.
Yes. So it's like coming to the 100 meters final of the Olympic Games, and you have all these very fast guys there, and then you come with a limp. You have no chance of winning. So the heart is central to everything in this world. And that's why you guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. As a man thinketh in his heart, so easy. So the heart is very central. And so if you have a broken heart, if you have a wounded heart, maybe because you came from a dysfunctional home and you experienced some abuse, maybe it is verbal, maybe it's physical, emotional, even sexual, and that has impacted your heart, you cannot abandon your heart, which is what most people try to do. They try to forget about living from the heart. So they want to live from the head.
Yeah, because you know, sometimes
mechanical.
you feel like that's the way to protect myself.
Yes.
So someone has been hurt several times or disappointed several times because they had a good heart towards something, or they were too trusting and things like that. And so when you've experienced some of these things, one time too many, you then begin to protect yourself. And sometimes you can even then have a hard heart. So no matter who comes to you crying and weeping, asking you for help, you don't want to help because you know that every single time you've helped someone, something has happened. So how do you then create a balance?
So what kind of life do you get if you live a heartless life? What kind of life do you get when you shut your heart down? And that's what I really want to talk about. How do you protect your heart against certain things? One of the most important things to protect our hearts against in 2019 is discouragement. People need to know that of a necessity, the way the world is designed, you're going to get through a lot of no's before you get the one big yes. So I was reading a story the other day about Walt Disney when he was trying to build the Disney World. And he had to write 249 proposals for funding that were rejected by people who said, no, this is not going to work. It was the 250th proposal that he wrote for funding that got funded.
250 proposals? 250
proposals.
Wow.
So think about him stopping at 249. So if you're out there, one of the things you must guard your heart against in 2019 is discouragement. No does not mean that you're failed. You have to keep going. You necessarily have to go through a lot of no's sometimes. Maybe sometimes it's love you're looking for. If you have a couple of girls and they say no, maybe it's a job. You've written a couple of applications and you got no. Maybe it's a business. You're trying to get customers and you've written proposals for funding and you got no. You have to keep going. You must not allow discouragement to hold your heart down because, like I said, creativity, passion, all of those things come from your heart. And you cannot live a heartless life. Another big thing to guard our hearts against this year is resentment and bitterness. So life is not fair. And sometimes things are going to happen to you. The failure of people are going to impact you. The problems that people have, their own bad behaviors are going to affect you sometimes. And it's important you don't take that to heart. It's important you don't hold on to them. It's important that you don't get into a place of bitterness and a place of resentment. You don't want to get into a place where you're bitter against God, where you think God is against you. You don't want to get into a place where you think life is against you. You don't want to get bitter against yourself, where you think, I'm just crap, I'm just shitty because you made some mistakes. You must guard your heart against all those things. And how you do it is by learning to constantly breathe. Like, now that's metaphorical. Constantly breathe, like exhale, let it out. Don't keep it inside. Imagine holding your breath, trying to keep the carbon dioxide inside. It's going to kill you. So we have all learned to breathe. Life will bring some bad things to you. No one can be immune from it. There's no amount of motivation, there's no amount of spirituality that can immune you from the bad parts of life. You're going to get it. Everyone gets it. But the important thing is not that you're scored against. The important thing is that at the end of the match, you win. So it could be 17-6, it could be 1-0. I mean, it could be 4-3. The important thing is that you win. And if you keep going, if you don't take disappointment so hard, if you don't take the failures, if you don't take the rejection of people, if you don't take it so hard, the heart of the human being is so powerful. It will win at the end of the day. It's so resilient. It doesn't matter what you go through. If you don't stop, you're going to win at the end of the day.
Wow, Stephen Omojibe, thank you so much for this deep conversation that we're having this Monday morning. Heart matters, and that is the most important thing to you. Absolutely. And thank you so much for sharing this with us. And I know that there are people who are watching right now and they're saying, I'm going to guard my heart with all diligence, like you said. That's one of the things that you quoted for us this morning. So that's a good one. And there's going to be more after this break on Wake Up Nigeria.
All right, you're welcome again. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Right in the studio, we have Standin. He's a Nigerian actor and producer who started his acting career in 2009 after training at the Stella Damasus Arts Foundation with a minor role in the television series Private Sector.
And of course, he's also best known for playing Ohakanu in the Africa Magic television series Tinsel.
So great to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, good to see you, man. Looking nice and bright, and you're popular in these parts. A lot of the ladies, when I say in these parts, I'm talking about
the studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Ladies.
All right, great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So, acting for you, it's been going on for how long now?
So, professionally, 2009. That was the first time I ever had anything on screen, even though the hustle started before that.
How far back before that?
No, wow, you want to bring out my leg in the open. This is not nice.
You've been doing it since you were born.
No, not exactly. Fleck got in from 2006. I just knew I wanted to do this, but opportunities, nowhere. And then I was in school, so it was hard to do things. I only got my first job. I got a couple of gigs before I left school, but I wasn't able to do it because it was hard to combine school and shoot. First gig that I did was 2009 when I was on IT. So it was easy to now do stuff while I was on industrial training.
For your career, your parents didn't initially support you. At what point did they begin to accept that, okay, Stan probably has something in here?
Mom was pretty supportive. Why would I say that? Money for auditions. She was just there. It didn't make sense to her, but she would just give you that 1K. Just attend. You know, it didn't make a lot of sense because it was hard to. What they want from us is success. Let it be good. So if they say they want you to be a doctor, they want you to bring money home. If they say they want you to be a lawyer, they want you to bring money home. So when my mom realized that this thing could be, you know, when I started bringing like 10K, 15K, it might not be that bad. You know, so yeah, I got 100% support pretty much.
Yeah, talk to us about your encounter with the Stella Damasus Training Institute, because a lot of people dive into the deep end, you know, when they come to Lagos, I want to be famous and all of that. They don't pay too much attention to training, but you thought that it was important for you. Talk to us about it.
Stella Damasus is amazing, by the way. I love her acting. So when I saw I saw it on, a friend of mine sent it to me it was published on the newspaper that she was looking for actors she could train. But then you have to the audition first. So you have to have talent before she could now harness it for you. So yes, 2011, I wasn't sure. That was 2011. I was tired of one episode, one scene. I wanted more. So yeah, I was tired of it. And this is only a fool that does the same thing over and over again and expects a different result. So I knew that I needed training. I needed to be out there. I needed referrals, because referrals would do you more in this industry than auditioning. You go to 200 auditions and you get to do just one job in a year. Wow. So I knew that that link up with Standin Masters would not only get me training, but get her to, you know, endorse and say, oh, these are my artists, I need them out there. So that's what she did for me pretty much. Got training and then a couple of referrals as well.
Now, in between jobs, what do you do? Because I know definitely actors usually have that in between time. Besides Element 47.
It's hard because there's so much work right now. So it's hard to combine. I do voiceovers as
Your
well.
voice. Nice. It's easy to tell.
I have a management for kids. I do a project called the Kids Can Act Project, where afterwards I now manage them.
More like giving back the same way you learned from Stella.
Exactly. So that's a handful. You know, kids, man, it's already too much. So yeah. It's so much. So when I'm not acting, when I'm not shooting, I'm probably seeing a movie, and there's a lot of events that premieres too. And to be fashionable is a lot of work. So
So you're talking about fashion. Do you still wear stuff from Element 47?
So pretty much I do stuff that I create. I wear stuff that I create in my head. Did you create this? No, this is just casual, and just jeans and shirts. So, but I do stuff where I have stuff in my head I want to look like. So most times when I'm going out, I ask designers to create this particular thing for me. So that's pretty much what Element 47 is still doing in the fashion industry.
Because I remember you talked about launching, I think.
Yeah, that was a while ago when I still had time in my hands. But man, it's not, the whole fashion industry is huge. It's so much work.
Yeah, for a guy who's young and, you know, pretty young, by comparison, you know, to people like us, like your elder brothers. You've done quite a number of films that have to do with marriage, like Wedding Bride, Virgin Bride, Just Not Married, and things like that, where it seems like you are projecting, or whether it's you or the director or the writer, projecting modern marriages.
Yeah.
Why do you think they always pick you for such
I just think it's the timing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm at that point of my career, of my life, where you're about 30, so when they talk about newly married, you know.
Okay, that's you on the screen there. I'm not sure
so that's from Colorless.
Okay, Colorless.
That's my, I produced that, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we should have a bit of that. Yeah.
I don't know if you would ever forgive me. I have wronged you most grievously. Forgive me.
Now, I know you're not expecting this, but you have to recreate that.
Even I would step in.
The mix of is deep voice and crying. There's such a contrast.
Maybe that wouldn't be nice. Not put me on the spot like that.
So it's great. So it's 2019 is a new year. Usually people start with a lot of gusto and they're looking at, you know, different projects and things that they want to do. Are there specific things that you're on right now that, that you're excited about?
Pretty much. I have 2 projects that I'm working on. I just finished, I just got off the set before the end of the year, Split.
Okay.
It's my own production. After Colorless, I had not done anything private, personal. So Split was the first time after Colorless that I came out to shoot a film. It stars Zakoji, Shafi Bello, Uzarukwe, Odoroji, Blessing, Basig, and myself.
Nice ensemble,
yeah. Directed by Tokwe Alake. So yeah, beautiful family story, you know, brought us some ills in our family system, and those are the sort of stories I wanted to tell.
Talking about family, 4 years ago, back in 2015, you talked about not being ready to start yours yet. Are you quite ready yet?
Yes, so 4 years is a lot of time. So, yeah. So yeah, it's one of the things I'm pretty much looking at.
So we take it there's a Mrs. Inze somewhere.
Somewhere around the corner.
Just watching you right now, so you
better
say
we can hook you up right now, live on the air.
Right. Okay, I'm
arrange.
I'm ready.
Give you some free advertisement.
Yeah. So send in your applications.
I can't believe you guys are doing this.
I know, right? This guy is a bad guy. But yeah, it's one of the things I'm looking at for. So pretty soon, I don't know when. I'm very spontaneous.
So you could wake up tomorrow morning and get married.
I can pull off
an
Adekule code on you.
Oh, yeah.
You know that kind of thing. Yeah, so.
So
nice
Adekule code is not a thing. But you love to eat.
Yes.
And I'm sure you know how to cook.
I'm a foodie. Yes, pretty much.
Yeah, so we're going to be taking you to the kitchen in a few minutes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Oh, okay. You're already.
What's your favorite food?
Beans and plantain.
It's
changed over the years. It used to be yam at some point, and then, you know.
Do you believe the myth that beans makes you tall? Because
now when we're small, we tried it, tall anything. I'm like a
you tried small now.
I tried, but at the space I forgot.
Added an inch or two.
Maybe. Perhaps.
All right, so please let's head to the kitchen now.
Aye.
And, where we are not having
beans
and
plantain,
but definitely something very interesting.
Hello, Stan. Welcome.
Hello. Morning.
Hi, morning.
Hey, Chef Ayola. This is Chef Ayola.
Oh, nice.
Welcome
nice
to the
to meet
kitchen.
you too.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this morning Chef Ayola has made yam and plantain balls with vegetable sauce. Yes, I know it looks like a burger, right? That's
yam and plantain balls with vegetable sauce.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to dive in?
Yes.
Just
and let us know what you think.
So that's
you
the
can just construct it, like you can just mess it up.
Amazing, because
just mess it up, like so it's fine.
They confuse me so much.
So that's the plantain.
So you can speak pidgin as well.
I didn't speak pidgin.
You were just trying to form for us.
Okay, that place was supposed to be.
Who brings out the real?
So I can start again.
Yes, please.
No, don't start.
What the bad
That has eggs.
Yeah, your favorite.
Eggs.
What was that?
Is it egg and
It has eggs in it.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's what makes it really soft.
Chef Ayola,
Plantain, eggs, and crayfish, molded it and fried it. Yes,
it is, because I don't really subscribe.
That's quite nice. So plantain and egg.
It works.
I can't believe all the focus is on him right now. Let's allow him get.
Okay, while we get ready to round off the show, I want to say a big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories, as usual, on the show.
Thank you so much. And to Fola at Fola's Place for styling my hair. I love it, Fola. It's very nice.
All right, so this is all we can take on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be another exciting edition of the show tomorrow, Tuesday. And from all of us here, thank you so much, Stan, for joining us.
Have a great day.
Many thanks to all our guests.
Well done, Chef Ayola.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike Mexicano.
Well done.
Thank you, baby.
Mike, why are you eating my food?
By the way, this guy was just too much. The encounter, best I've ever seen of Stan.
Thank you.
nice.
The encounter on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm checking that out today. I'm doing that today.
We'll check that out.
Definitely.
Stan and Jay, well done, man.
Thank you for having me.
Well done. We're
Thanks
looking
for
out
giving me
for
breakfast.
I hope you
looking out
enjoy
for all those
it.
awards are coming.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
That one is okay for you.
You can have more plantain.
What they call Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
Oliver Twist.
You can have as many.
MM really likes you.
I'm really,
Yeah,
I can't believe it. I'm like, she's offering plantain.
Thanks for watching today. Have a great week.
All right, see you tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yeah. Bye.